From all of us Catholics, greetings. Your return to our channel is greatly appreciated. I pray that you have an amazing day in Christ. We sincerely hope you enjoy this film and follow us on YouTube so you don't miss any updates. As you watch this movie through to the end, join in on the journey. In these times of uncertainty, spiritual leaders are more crucial than ever in spreading their faith-based teachings and guidance. Father Petar Medjugorje, a well-known figure associated with the Medjugorje apparitions, recently delivered a very important statement that resonated deeply with the voice of the Virgin Mary. This message is not merely a call to faith, it is a clear and unmistakable warning that the world as we know it is about to undergo a profound and lasting transformation. The statements made by Father Petar are a powerful call to reflection, calling every one of us to assess our lives and prepare spiritually for what lies ahead. According to his message, the time has come to read the signs of the times and realize that they are clear indications that social and personal change is now required rather than optional. The Virgin Mary delivers a message that is both deeply distressing and hopeful through Father Petar. Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, Spain, Venezuela, and Costa Rica are the 6 countries she warns will face challenges. These nations are expected to face a variety of issues, including natural disasters and social and political upheaval. Mary promises that even in the face of these upcoming difficulties, God will keep her safe if anyone goes to her in sincere prayer and with an open heart. The message is clear. We need to reaffirm our commitment to our faith and reject apathy. In this case, prayer is more than just a personal devotional activity. It is a powerful tool for divine protection. In a culture where numerous problems are producing separation and fragmentation, the Virgin Mary's message highlights the importance of unity. She urges us to overcome barriers based on our race, religion, and ethnicity, and stresses that prayer and faith are the keys to facing the problems that lie ahead. Mary urges us to overcome adversity by drawing strength from our shared faith and community, which will enable us to proceed as one. In addition to influencing interpersonal relationships, this bond also permeates entire nations, families, and communities. It is an exhortation to set aside the selfishness and individuality that so often govern society, to build relationships, and to strive for the common good. One essential element of Mary's teaching is the recitation of the Holy Rosary. This holy and historic form of prayer is marketed as a unique means of communicating with God. Mary highlights the importance of the Rosary as a contemplative practice and a powerful tool for supplication. As we repeat the Rosary daily, we draw nearer to God, ask for His grace, and receive His protection in an uncertain world. From a straightforward prayer, the Rosary becomes a source of inner peace and a reliable ally in our daily lives. Mary invites everyone to revive this practice, incorporate it into our daily lives, and share it with others so that they might experience its spiritual power as well. Another crucial component of the message is the invocation of Saint Michael the Archangel, particularly in frightening or difficult situations. Since Saint Michael is depicted as a powerful enemy of evil, it is suggested that families and households dedicate themselves to his protection in order to get further protection. In addition to being common, this calling forth of Saint Michael is a significant act of faith that acknowledges the actuality of the spiritual battle that rages around us, often invisible. This plea encourages us to recognize this conflict and employ faith and prayer as our spiritual weapons to vanquish the forces of evil. In the end, the Virgin Mary is delivering a message of assurance and hope. She reminds us that she and God are always there, watching over us, supporting us, and keeping us safe. Her presence is not only consoling, but also serves as a reliable guide in times of uncertainty and fear. Even in the most trying situations, Mary encourages us to maintain our faith and never give up hope. We are reminded to trust in God's unending goodness by her constant presence and guarantee of protection. The message also acts as a call to action, to be a force of love and peace, to act with generosity and kindness in a world that is severely deficient in these attributes. According to what the Virgin Mary said, Father Petar Medjugorje's message is not just a call to prayer. Rather, it is a private and urgent appeal for everyone to engage in self-reflection and take significant action. This message, which calls for a fundamental shift that affects all facets of life, from the individual to the collective, from the ethical to the spiritual, is intended for everyone, irrespective of nationality or ethnicity. In an increasingly fragmented society, the message of spiritual readiness and unity serves as a compass, a beacon of hope, and a point of guidance. The Virgin Mary encourages us to pray, especially the Holy Rosary, to strengthen our relationship with God and to reaffirm our faith. Despite its simplicity, this practice is a powerful spiritual tool that can be utilized as a devotional tool and as a bulwark of salvation in difficult times. The daily recitation of the Rosary is one way to reflect on the mysteries of Christ's life and petition the Mother of God for intercession. In order to achieve inner peace, discernment, and wisdom in our daily lives, Mary encourages us to utilize the Rosary as a spiritual weapon. It's an exhortation to recognize God's constant presence in our lives and to find serenity among the craziness of the outside world. Invoking Saint Michael the Archangel is a sign of faith and a request for protection, the message says. Calling on Saint Michael's defense might help shield ourselves and our loved ones from spiritual dangers because he is seen as a warrior against evil. We show our confidence in God's mercy and omnipotence by dedicating our homes and families to Saint Michael. In a time when families are dealing with numerous internal and external threats, this act of consecration is a way to petition for divine intervention and to keep our loved ones safe on the path of faith. A ray of light for those in the dark and a consolation to troubled hearts, the Virgin Mary delivers a message of hope and divine presence. In a world that often seems meaningless and aimless, Mary's maternal care and the certainty of God's steadfast presence offer hope. In addition to being spiritual, this presence manifests itself in tangible ways and signs in our daily lives. Mary exhorts us to look for these hints and see God's hand at work in both the minor and major events in our lives. She encourages us to believe in God's unending mercy, to act as conduits for that kindness for others, and to cling to our faith in the face of adversity. The talk also emphasizes the significance of action in addition to prayer. Praying is not enough. We must also act charitably and gently toward others in order to demonstrate God's love in the world. Mary encourages us to look past our own needs, acknowledge others, and act kindly and generously in response to them. This is especially important in a culture that often values selfishness and individualism more. Being kind and loving becomes both a virtue to be fostered and a form of resistance against a culture that promotes hatred and division. It is a call to build caring, encouraging communities where everyone is valued and accepted. Father Petar Medjugorje and the Virgin Mary's remarks serve as additional reminders of how short this life is and how important it is to prepare for the afterlife. This message challenges us to adopt a more comprehensive and in-depth perspective on life in a society that is usually obsessed with financial success and immediate gratification. It forces us to reflect on our own mortality and the necessity of living in accordance with the Gospel's teachings. This is about engaging with the world with new eyes and understanding that everything one does has eternal repercussions, not about cutting oneself off from it. It is a call to live a moral life, seek the truth, and walk in the light of faith. A powerful call to trust and hope concludes the sermon. Regardless of the challenges and hardships the world may face, Mary gives us hope that God is ever present and involved in history. His mercy has no limits, and His love for humans is unfathomable. Even in the most dire circumstances, we are to place our faith in Him and cling to it. Despite what may feel like overwhelming darkness, this uplifting message serves as a reminder to keep your eyes on the light. It is a challenge to live as real-life representatives of Christ, carrying His truth and love with us wherever we go. In these unpredictable and changing times, Father Petar Medjugorje's message, inspired by the Virgin Mary, is a call to action, faith, and hope. It calls us to prepare ourselves spiritually, to unite in prayer and almsgiving, and to trust in God's unwavering protection and presence. Knowing that divine love is watching over and protecting us makes it more crucial than ever to listen, pray, and act. Let us listen to this message and respond with open minds and steadfast commitment. Thank you for taking part in this journey. Your presence and involvement lend importance and impact to our inquiry. Until then, may you find hope and inspiration in the common stories of our human experience.